Welcome to all of you. Today we will discuss the another topic of machine learning and its implementation by using Python programming.
So let us discuss about the descriptive analytics. So basically, descriptive analytics is a component of analytics and is a science of describing the past data. And basically, it captures the what happened, right, in the given context. So if I will tell you the objective of this analysis is it's a kind of comprehension of data using data summarization, basic statistical measures and visualizations, right? So now here basically we are going to be use this pandas library of Python. So basically this pandas library is open source, right? So there is a BCD license library that is called as a Berkeley software distribution. And that is a licensed library providing high performance, easy to use data structure and data analysis tool for doing a Python programming language. So if you are interested to learn about it, you can directly go to this pandas.pydata.org. Now this panda library is very popular and most widely used for data exploration and preparation purpose. So if you want to use this panda library, we need to import pandas module into the environment using this import keyword. After importing, required this pandas method can be invoked using the format called pandas.method name. Since in Python basically the longer library names can be avoided by using this alias, right? So while we importing it. So once we import it, now after that we can invoke the method by using this pd.method name, right? So basically for doing this descriptive analytics, I'm going to use one famous data, that is IPL data. So this IPL is many of us are knowing about it. So basically it is a professional league for T20 cricket championship that was started long back in 2008 in India. It was initiated by the BCCI. There was 8 franchisee, if I am not wrong, which comprising a player from across the world. So there was a certain restriction, like a franchisee acquire players through the English auctions, and that is conducted every year. And there is a maximum cap on money a franchisee can spend on the buying players, right? Now the performance of player could be measured through the several metrics. Like IPL follow the T20 format of game. It is possible that performance of the player in the other format of games such as test, one-day matches can influence the player pricing, right? A few players have an excellent record in test matches, but their record in 20 matches, T20 matches are not very, very impressive. So basically, this data set consists, this IPL data set consists around 130 players, right? And there are several matrices on which every player has measured. I want to show you that data first. So this is the data which I am having with me. This I have downloaded from the Kaggle. So you may see there are several features we are having right now. There are 26 features we are having in our data set, and we are having 130 rows, right? So which comprises 130 players name and their country name, team name, playing role, how much run they have scored in T20 or test, either they are having captaincy experience or not, what was their highest score, average, strike rate of bowler, number of sixes which they have hit, right, a number of wicket the bowlers have taken, number of such kind of information we are having. And then after that we are having a base price and the sold price, right? So auctions start from the base price and ultimately through the auction they have obtained their sold price. So this information we are having with us. Now we have to do the analysis over this data to know the initial detail, right? We have to capture the information out of it. So for that regard we are going to perform this descriptive analysis. Okay, so with this, what we did, okay, one more thing I want to tell you that in pandas, see, there are several ways are there through which we can read the different data set, right, which are having different format. So if you want to know about it, what we have to do is, let's say, let me show you that one. Let me execute this data. I have imported the data over here. Now, if you want to know find out all the available methods. So what we have to do is simply we have to go this pd.read, we have to type, and then we have to press tab, right? So if you do this, then it will list all the available read method. So to find out the parameter a method takes and what data format it supports, we can we can use by pressing this tab, right? So there are several ways are there. By using that, we can read the different file format for importing purpose, right? So right now with us we are having a CSV file. So I have used this pd.read underscore CSV. So if you want to know the syntax of this one, what we have to do, we have to put a question mark out of it, and if you press this shift enter, then this pop out detail documentation at this bottom, you may see here, these are the syntax of it. So if you see this pd.read underscore CSV takes the file name as a parameter, and this pd.read underscore CSV uses this comma as a separator. If any other separator are there, then in this we have to set this separator parameter to with the appropriate character. The first line in a data set is expected to be header, right? If not, then header parameter needs to be set as none. So number of parameters are there. So as per your need, you have to use that, right? Fine. So now to find out the these are the method which we have discussed through which we can read it, right? Now if you want to know about this, the initial detail about this data frame, so we are having a method called info. So by executing this command, it will tell you how many columns are having which kind of type. For example, serial number is int 64, player name is object, age is integer 64, and so on. So there are altogether we are having 25 columns and 130 rows are there, right? So that you may see, and how this much space this data frame is going to be occupied in RAM, right? So that much idea we can get out of it, right? Now we are having this type. So to find out the type of variable IPL underscore option underscore df, we can pass this variable to type function of the Python, right? So you may see here this IPL underscore option underscore df is a type of data frame, right? Now we can use the panda features such as selecting, filtering, aggregation, joining, slicing and dicing of data to prepare and explore the data set, right? Now if you want to know the shape of the data frame, then we are having this shape method. Basically it will return the value in form of tuple, right? Okay, so if you want to display the first few rows of data frame, so for that regard we are having this method called head, right? So I want to print this 10 number of initials rows of this data frame, so I have to execute this statement, right? If you execute it by pressing shift and enter, you may see there are 10 rows, initial 10 rows you may see from this data frame, right? Now if you want to find out the, you can change it, right? You can change this limit as well, so that option also we are having with us. So here by executing this command you can change this maximum columns. Fine. Now if you want to know if you want to display all the column names, we have to use this column attribute of the data frame IPL underscore option underscore df, right? So after executing it, it display all the columns names as a column attribute. The other way to print the data frame with a large number of columns is to transpose the data frame and display the column name as a row and row as a column, right? So both the ways we are having, so that one we can use like this, right? So here I have taken the transpose of it. So by this way also we can display it. So we have also seen, I mean already we have seen the size of this data frame is 130 by 26 that I have shown you. Now let's move further. So now we can do this slicing and indexing of the data frame, right? So for that regard, I mean here the important part is we can, I mean sometime only the subset of the rows and columns are analyzed from the complete data set. So to select few rows and columns, the data frame can be accessed or sliced by index are named. The row and column index always actually start from 0. That is a, I mean very important part. So assume that we are interested to display the first 5 rows of the data frame. So index takes the 2 value which is separated by this colon, right? So for example here 0 to 5 means start with the row with the index number 0 and end with the row with the index number 5, but not this 5 is excluded, right? Up to 4, I mean up to 5 it will go, so 5 is excluded over here. It also supports this negative indexing, so that is an excellent feature of Python and can be used to select the record from the bottom of data frame. For example here -5 colon can be used to select last 5 record, right? Last 5 records from the data frame. Now this specific column of data frame can also be selected or sliced by this column name, right? So here I have given this player name, so that also we can slice. Now if you want to select 2 column, for example here the player name and the country name of the first 5 record, we have to pass this value as a list of columns, right, to the data frame. And once you execute it, this would be the outcome of that. So you may see we want to only interested for the player name and the age and country, right, from the entire data frame. So these 3 columns we can fetch out of that. Now specific rows and columns can also be selected using rows and columns index. For example, to select the first 5 record starting from row index 4 and column ranging from column index 1 to column index 4. So we have to pass this value, right? And it takes the row index range first and column range as a second parameter. So once we execute it, so this would be the outcome of that. So it will start from 4th row to, it will go up to the 8th row, and from first column to third column. So this is the output of that, right? So we are also having built-in functions like value counts, right? So basically value count provide the occurrence of each unique value in the column. For example, sorry, we would like to know how many players from different countries have played in IPL, right? So then this method value count can be used for that regard. So it should be primarily used for the categorical value. So that is the important part. So if you execute this, this statement, so you may see here that most of the player were optioned from India, followed by Australia and then South Africa. So if you pass this normalization is equal to true, then to this value count, it will give you the percentage of the occurrence of each unique value. So you may see here 40% players, 41% players are from India, and then around 70% players are from Australia and South Africa, and subsequently others, players from the different countries, right? We are also having a method called crosstab. So this crosstab feature will help to find the occurrence for the combination of value for 2 columns. So here basically cross tabulation we are doing between playing role and age. This will give you the player in each age category of each playing role. So here basically this age of the player at the time of auctions are classified into 3 categories. These are 3 categories that were there. So 1 means the player is less than 25-year-old. 2 means the age is between 25 to 35. Category 3 means age is more than 35. To find such kind of occurrence across the combination of 2 categories, we have to use this method called crosstab, right? So you may see here most of the player options are from age category 2, right? I mean the second category. And in age category 1, there are many are the bowlers, right? In age category, right, more are the bowlers than the other player roles. If you see this age category 3, then there are more batsmen. There are more batsmen. You may see here there are 13 batsmen than the other playing role. Okay. Now we can also perform the sorting over the any particular feature. So this short values takes the column name as a parameter based on which the record needs to be sorted. So by default, this sorting is done in ascending order. So I mean these are the statement. If you execute this one, then we are basically selecting this two column, player name and this sold price from the data frame, and then we are applying the sorting. We are shortening as per this sold price. So if you execute it, this is the outcome of that. Now, if you want that sorting should be in, this is ascending order, right? But if you want that the sorting should be in descending order, what we have to do? We have to put this ascending is equal to false. If you do it, then the entire data will be arranged in descending order, right? So this is the outcome of that. You may see here, correct? Now we can sometimes there is a requirement that based on the existing parameter we have to find out the another feature, right? So that part also we can do, right? We can create the new columns by applying basic arithmetic operation on the existing columns. Let's say we would like to create a new feature which is a difference between the sold price and the base price, right? So what we are doing, we are naming it as a premium. So basically this premium we are getting via subtracting sold price base price we are separating from the sold price, and the difference of that we are putting into the premium. So this is the new column which we have created, right? So if you do it and if you play this, if you include this premium as well, then you will see this is the outcome of that, right? Now let's say I want to know that the person, the player who has got the maximum premium. The base price, the difference between base price and the sold price, that is a premium, right? I'm interested in out of 130 player who has got the maximum premium. Then how to do this, right? So basically I'm having a data with us, right? So we have created the column called premium. Now if I will apply sorting on this data frame with respect to premium, then I will get it. I will get that information which I am searching for, right? So what I'm doing over here, I'm applying a sorting over this premium, and I'm putting this ascending is equal to false. It simply means it is going to be arrange the data in descending order, right? So the first value of the resultant would be the person who has got the maximum premium, the person who has got the maximum auction value, right? So if you see this, then if you see this result, then Virat Kohli was auctioned with the maximum premium on the base price, right? So he has got the maximum premium. Now the another method is called as grouping and aggregation. So sometime it may be required to group the record based on the column value, and then we apply aggregate operations such as this mean, median, mode, right? So let's say I want to find the average sold price for each age category, right? So that is the objective. So what we have to do is we have to group all the record by age, and then we have to apply mean on the sold price of the column, right? So same thing we have done over here. So if you execute it, so basically the average price, if you see this, the average price is highest for the age category 1 and the lowest is for this age category 2, right? So if you see this, this operation return this pd.series data. This pd.series data structure. Now to create this data frame back out of it, we have to call this reset index, right? So if you do it, if you change it, then it will change this series object into the data frame. So if you again execute this part, now this value, this series value will be converted to the data frame. Now data can be grouped using a multiple column. For example, here to find an average sold price for player for each age and playing role category, this multiple column can be passed to this group by method, right? Multiple column can be passed. So here if you execute it, So this would be the output of that, right? Okay. Now we can also perform this joining of data frames. So we may need to combine columns from multiple data frame into a single data frame. So in this both data frame need to be have a common column, right? Whenever you want to perform the joining, so there must be some sort of a common column, right? Then the remaining column value can be retrieved from both the data frame and joined to create the row in the resultant the resulting data frame. So for example, to merge two data frame, pandas is having a method called this merge, right? So it can be called from one data frame and another data frame can be passed as a parameter into it. It also take this parameter called on, which is a common column in both the data frame, and it should be present in both the data frame, right? This should be present in both the data frame. Now here under this how parameter, we have to pass the join type. For example, it should be inner join or outer join or left join, right? So that value we have to pass over here. So if you execute this one, now this two data frame is going to be joined as per the, we are doing this outer joining. We are applying this outer joining over this two data frame. So once we execute it, this would be the outcome of that, right? Now see here, this column name is different. By default this name is coming, right? So now I can change this column name. I can rename this column name. So for that regard, I am having a method called rename. So here basically by using this rename column, the existing column of data frame can be renamed, right? So if you want to rename the multiple columns simultaneously, so this method can take this dictionary as a parameter where this key should be existing column, right? That is the important part. This key should be the, as I told you, this should be the existing column name, and value should be the new name which we want to change, right? So this sold price underscore x is going to be changed with the sold underscore price underscore age underscore role. So if you execute it, you may see here this name is changed by this name, and this sold price underscore y is going to be changed by sold underscore price underscore age, right? So that is with the use of rename, we can change the name of any existing column. Okay, now let's say there is a situation. We would like to find whether player carry a premium if they belongs to a specific agent playing role. What I want to do over here is, with this existing column, I can apply any arithmetic on existing column, and by that way I can find out the new column. So if you see this, the previous data frame which we have created, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be apply this operation on that. What is that? The sold price age underscore role, this column should be subtracted from this column, and the resultant of that should be divided by sold underscore price by age, right? This minus this divided by this value, and that should be iterated throughout all the values, right? So this operation I want to perform. So, and that value I want to keep into this change column. That is the idea. So such kind of arithmetics also, such kind of formula we can impose on existing parameters, existing features, and the resultant of that we can put into by the name of the another column. Here the important part is x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 means what? It is going to be changed into the same data frame, right? The another data frame it is not going to be created, and throughout the column I am going to be do this. Throughout the column I am going to be apply this operation. That is the meaning of that. Okay. So if I will execute this one, right? So this would be the outcome of that with the name of change. So what actually I have obtained? This minus this divided by this. This sold underscore price underscore age underscore role minus sold underscore price underscore age divided by average sold price for all the player in age category, right? That is the idea which we want to do. So if you do this change column, by that way we can create. Now we can also filter the record based on the condition. For example, assume that we would like to filter certain records such as player who hit more than 60 sixes in IPL tournament, right? So here basically this this condition we have to put, and what we want, whoever is satisfying this condition, those player name, country name and sixers count I want to fetch, right, from the data frame. So if I can put the condition like this, and after putting whoever is satisfying the condition, those name and country and sexers I want to fetch out of that. So that we can find out by executing this command. So you may see here, Dhoni is a person who is from India and who has hit 64 sixes. Gill is a person who is from West Indies and he has hit 129 sixes, right? So that is the idea of this. Now the important part is this drop, right? So to remove a column or row, we can use this drop method on the data frame. So basically it takes the parameter access to a specific if column or row need to be dropped. So if you want to drop a column, pass the column name and access equal to 1. And if you want to drop a row, pass the row index and access equal to 0. So we will drop the column name like a serial number in the IPL data set, as we do not need this column for our exploration. So most of this data frame operation always result in creating a new data frame. But creating a new data frame each time can result in overconsumption of the computer memory. So basically, if you want to avoid avoiding this creation of the new data frame and make the change into the existing data frame, there is another parameter called this in place, right? In place is available. So here if you are putting in place equal to 2, means in the existing data frame this changes is going to be occur, right? It is not going to create the new data frame in the memory, right? So that is the idea. So this info method already we are knowing about it, so that we have seen earlier. Now these are the column name that we have seen. Now the another idea is this data visualization. So basically this data visualization is useful to gain the insights and to understand what happened in the past in the given context. So basically it is very useful helpful as well for doing a feature engineering, right? So we will discuss some of the plots that we can draw by using Python. So the famous one is this bar plot. Before that, we have to import this matplotlib. So matplotlib is a Python 2D plotting library and most widely used for data visualization. So basically it provides the extensive set of plotting APIs to create various plot like scatter, bar, box, distribution plot, and there is a lots of by using a custom styling and annotations, right? So that is the important thing. If you want to use this matplotlib and to create a graph and plot, we need to import this matplotlib.pyplot as a Seaborn module. So to display the plot on Jupyter Notebook, we need to provide this percentage matplotlib inline, right? So that's it. Now let's think about this. Let us discuss about this bar chart. So basically this bar chart is a frequency chart for a qualitative variable, or you may say categorical variable. So this bar chart can be used to access the most occurring and least occurring category within the data set. So if you want to draw the bar chart, we have to call this bar plot of the Seaborn library. The data frame should be passed as a parameter. See here, this data frame we are passing as a parameter into it. So to display the average sold price and of each age category, we have to pass this sold price as a y and this age as a x. So if you execute it, this is the outcome of that. So if you see this here, the age category 1, right? If you note over here, this average sold price is higher for the age category 1, and we can also create a bar chart which are grouped by the third variable. So like this one. So before that, let us see this. So here, what is the idea? What is the inference out of it? So this is a age category 1 has got the maximum sold price, followed by age category 3, followed by this age category 2, right? Now this value came from the upper, so that is not the useful currently. So this was the data frame. Actually this data frame I want to use further, that's why I have called this data frame which we have created earlier, right? So it can be noted that this average sold price is a higher, so that we have seen now. If you see this average sold price is shown for each age category, but grouped by third variable, that is this playing role. So this parameter hue takes the third variable as a parameter. So in this case, we pass this playing role as a hue parameter. So you may see the outcome of that. So here In age category 1, basically this batsman used to get the maximum sold price, right? Whereas in age category 2, if you see here, again the batsman has got the maximum sold price. Whereas in age category 3, all-rounder used to get the maximum sold price, followed by wicket keeper, followed by batsman, and this bowler of the age category 3 has got the least sold price, right? So that is a interpretation of that. Now see this histogram. So histogram is a plot that shows the frequency distribution of a set continuous variable. So if you see this histogram, basically give us the insights into this underlying distribution. I mean, you may say the normal distribution of the variable outliers, and it also shows us the skewness, right? So for that regard, we are having a method called hist. So here we have to pass the data frame inside it. So this is the outcome of that. So if you observe this histogram, so histogram of this sold price is right skewed. It is a right skewed, right? It is a right skewed. So it means that most player are option at the this low price. I mean that is a range between this to this. Whereas only few players are there which has got the high price, right? So that is the outcome of that. So by default, it creates the 10 beans. By default, there are 10 beans. So if you want to create more number of beans, so we have to pass that beans into this. I mean, we have to call this parameter, and we have to pass the number inside that. So that is a sold price of 20 beans. Histogram of sold price with the 20 beans is this one. Now the next one is this distribution plot. So distribution plot is also actually called as the sometime density plot. So it basically depicts the distribution of data over the continuous interval. So this density plot is like a smooth histogram and visualizes the distribution of data over the continuous interval, right? That is the idea behind it. So if you plot it, this is a disk plot of the sold price. Now you may see here what I have done. I have plotting this disk plot and with the captaincy experience and without captaincy experience. So if you see this, if you see this disk plot, so we are doing a comparison of sold price with and without captaincy experience, right? So you may see here this player with the captaincy experience. This captaincy experience seems to be paid higher, right? So you may figure out from this picture. So this player with the captaincy, right? So this yellow color is standing for the captaincy experience. So they have got the they have got the maximum value, right? Similarly, we are having a box plot. So next is the box plot which we will discuss. So box plot basically, it's again a graphical representation of the numerical data. So that is important part. It is used for the numerical data to understand the variability of the data, and basically the most important part of box plot is we use this if you want to figure out the outliers. So see, these are the outliers over here. So basically it will give you the 5-point summary, like it will tell you the lower quartile, median quartile, upper quartile, and it will tell you the lowest and highest value. It will tell you about the IQR. So this range is nothing but the IQR, right? So what I am doing over here is we are going to be find out this minimum value, maximum value, 75 percentile value by using this box plot, and we will try to find out the caps value and the whisker value and this IQR value that we will calculate, and then by calculating this cap value, after that we'll try to find out this outlier, how to know which are the values are present over here. So that is the idea which we will learn. So after plotting it, so you may see here these values are nothing but the outliers. So we have to figure out it, right? Who are the values which are coming out of it. So for that regard, what I am doing is I am just trying to find out the caps, right? So if you see this line is nothing but the caps, right? Firstly, figure out what is the caps value. So we are having this statement. So by executing it, it will give you this caps value. So you may see here the lower caps value is this one, upper cap value is this one. Okay, what is the next thing? I want to find out the whisker value. So this 25 percentile and this 75 percentile value, that is nothing but the whisker value. Then after that I am finding out this median value. So this median value is nothing but this much. Okay. Now the next thing is if you want to know about the outlier, then the value which is below this caps value are upper than this cap value, right? They are going to be treated as outliers. So by using that principle, what I am going to be do is I am going to be fetch this sold price which is more than this cap value. See, what was the higher cap value? This value. So above than this is nothing but the outlier. So based on that I am going to be fetch the rows which is satisfying these conditions. And for those rows I want to figure out this column name, like a player name, country name, playing role, and sold price. So these are the name which these are the the values which are satisfying this condition. So now I am displaying this player name, country name, playing role, and sold price. You may see here Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a outlier because his value is more than this caps value. Similarly, Flintoff, Kohli, Peterson, they all were treated as outlier. Tendulkar is also there, Tiwari was there, Yuvraj Singh was there. So they were like an outlier in our context. Now the next is the scatter plot, which we use frequently for doing for understanding the relationship. So basically we use this scatter plot and the value of two variables are plotted along with the two axes, and this resulting pattern can reveal correlation between the variables, right, if they are having any. This relationship can be linear or it may be non-linear. So this scatter plot is also useful for accessing the strength of relationship and to find if there are any outlier in the data or not. So that is a very important plot, right? By using so many things, so many details we can figure out. So scatter plot are used during the regression model building to decide the initial model, that is whether to include the variable in regression model or not. See, if the features are not influencing the outcome, then such kind of feature we never ever use for doing a regression. So such kind of understanding actually we used to develop by doing this plotting with respect to feature versus output, right? So such kind of understanding we can develop. Either they are positive related or they are negative related. So such kind of understanding we can develop by using this plot. So to draw the direction of relationship between the variables, we are having this REG plot, right? That is here. So that is present in Seaborn library. That's why sn.reg plot we are calling, right? So you may see here, if you see this line, it shows the positive correlation between the number of sixers hit by the batsman and the sold price. So it simply means that if the player who had hit the maximum sixes, they have got the maximum sold price. That is a understanding which we can develop by using this scatter plot, right? The next plot is a pair plot. So pair plot, if there are many variables, it is not convenient to draw the scatter plot for each pair of variable to understand the relationship. So what we do basically, instead of the one-to-one, what we do, we go with the pair plot. So pair plot can be used to depict the relationship in a single diagram, right? That is a basic purpose. In a single diagram, which can be plotted using this pair plot. So if you see this example, we will explore the relationship between four variables. That is nothing but a strike rate of bowler, average, sixers, sold price. So now, which we can think, we have to understand that which are the influential features to determine the sold price of the batsman. So basically, if you see this, influential features are nothing but this many only, right? These are the influential features which will determine the sold price of any player. So if you see this, if you plot it, so you will see this strike rate of bowler and average, they are having a positive correlation, right? Similarly, average and sixers seems to be highly correlated. Average and sixers, right? This is the average, this is the sixers, this is the plot of it. It means they are highly correlated with the sold price, right? Compared to this strike rate of bowler. So it means this average and sixers are highly correlated compared to average with the strike rate of bowler. So that idea we can figure out by using this pair plot. Now we are also having a heat map. So this correlation is used to measure the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two continuous random variables. So I mean, if correlation's value basically lies between -1 to 1, and the sign actually indicate whether it is a positive correlation or negative correlations. So -1 indicate perfectly negative correlation, whereas if there is a +1, it is a perfectly positive correlation, right? So with this, you may see the value of this. Now here, by setting this A0 is equal to true, print the correlation value in each box of the heat map and improves the readability of the heat map. Here this heat map shows that average and sixers are the positive correlation, while if you see this sold price and strike rate of baller are not so much strongly correlation.
Now let me summarize about this EDA. So this EDA is an approach to analyze data set to summarize their main characteristic, often by using drawing plots, right? So this EDA should be performed before the data set is used in a machine learning model. So by knowing the initial detail about the data, like number of rows, number of columns, columns name and other details, basically comes under the EDA, that is the exploratory data analysis. So this EDA also basically represent the modification if you want to do, or if you want to remove the data by using some suitable technique like a drop or drop NA, or if you want to perform a sorting. So all these things we actually do under the umbrella of EDA. So if you want to retrieve the data, that also basically we do under the EDA. So for that regard, we use the function called lock function or ilock, or generally we used to check the correlation by using the correlation function under this EDA umbrella. So getting the information about the data set using the info and describe method is also done under the EDA. So basically here we used to draw the graphs or plot for a better understanding among the features, right, the relationship among the feature, and this step basically we perform under the EDA. Thank you.